hate to say it, but if you are in a relationship where you feel like talking about your relationship is going to do more harm than good, or like trying to talk about real shit is going to harm the relationship, it's probably not going to work out.
Yeah.
You need to be able to communicate with the other person and not feel like scared to communicate.
Welcome back to Kickin with Katelyn.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Studio Special. I am your host, Katelyn, and today I have a live audience and my two good friends at Two Dudes in a Room, Oscar and Nathan.
Thank you for clapping.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for clapping.
Yeah. Seems very genuine.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Oscar. I run a show called Two Dudes in a Room. I'm one half of that two-dude team. And a fun fact about me is I hate the flavor of coconuts. Nathan, go ahead.
Me too.
You too?
Wow.
It's awful, right?
I think it's all right.
Yeah.
My name's Nathan. I also run the show with this guy, our show that we have. And as a random fact, I have been to Tokyo 2 times.
Okay, so obviously we have some real winners here with us today. We are going to be talking about relationships.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
We're really, well, not we. I am going to test these two gamer guys to see if they have any rizz or if they should just stick to the video games.
Mm-hmm.
So they have both let me know that they are straight men. And with that being said, I would love for you guys to describe your ideal woman.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not particularly picky. I think most of my qualifications are personality things. What? I think most of my qualifications are personality things. So, a person who's open, willing to like try stuff. Honestly, a person who's curious about like learning new things, like that's really important to me. And just somebody who likes to have fun. I don't know. I'm not super.
That was a very wholesome answer.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
All right, guys, it's okay if you fall in love already. I will have their Instagram in my bio.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, for me,
Get ready.
yeah, get ready. For me, I really like I look for kindness in a person, and another big important thing to me is you have to be funny. I can't be the funniest person in a relationship; it just won't work. So we have to have like a banter. I think that I don't know. It's just something I look for, and then also you have to be down with traveling. I travel all the time. I'm literally never pinned down to one place for more than like 2 years at a time. So if you're down with that, hit me up.
Okay, right on. So my next question for you guys is, are there any definite no's for you guys in a relationship? Like, what will you absolutely not tolerate?
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, is it like standard deal breaker stuff? Like,
Yeah.
or is it
You
like
can be as picky as you want to. And if you have a couple, go ahead.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I'll start with the obvious one. I'm just a person that eventually, at some point in my life, I want to have a kid. So if they don't want to have kids, it's a short-term thing only.
That is valid though,
True.
because I do tell people like on the first date, I don't want kids. Like
Yeah.
this is not a question. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
obviously we would not work out.
Right.
And it's like, like I'm at a point in my life right now where it's cool, but we both have to be on the same page that like
Eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one. I'm trying to think like another one is probably I work a lot. Like I gain a lot of my fulfillment from working and like working on projects and things like that. So like I have to be with someone who is willing to accommodate that. Like I'm still gonna, have time away from work. It's not like that's the only thing I'm doing. But if they need me to be there all the time, like that's definitely gonna be a tension point. So I don't know if that's necessarily a deal breaker, but it's definitely something to like consider,
Yeah, I think that's important for your spouse to know because if you want a kid, then and you're work oriented, your wife has to stay there with the children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you work from home.
Valid.
I think that I don't really know if I have any like definitely like deal breakers or anything like that because I think that it depends on a person to person basis. But one thing that I think that my perfect significant other would be okay with like having a big family, because I have a big family and like I'm very close to my family members and stuff like that. So I think that being able to like navigate that is something that I look for in a partner. Somebody who's kind of willing to like go to different places and go, visit people and stuff like that, because that's what we're like used to in my family,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'd be one for me.
All right. Well, you guys have pinned yourself to be awesome people, but how would your ex describe you?
Terrible.
No, be honest. I want to know.
How would my ex?
Yeah.
That is a.
And I know that you both know exactly how your exes feel about you.
like the
So
most-
just go ahead and share. Let the people know what to expect.
Like the most recent one.
Sure.
Honestly, she would describe me as a person who, my strength and my weakness is that I care a lot. She would also say like, sometimes like I rely on communication a little bit too much, and that maybe like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm kind of in my own head. Like I'm very much like a overthinker. And so I'll just be off doing something, or like in a day I will have gone through like a set of conclusions about life. And then so like I'll be on a completely different thought process, and then I haven't clued her in on that at all. And so she's like, what's going on, So I'd say she'd probably say that too. Yeah. And as well as a couple other things that I can't say on the show. A couple other things.
For me, I don't know. Me and my ex kind of left off on good terms. So, I mean, probably that, like, if I had to pick, like, a bad thing, it's probably because I was, like, a little bit too clingy, like, at the time.
You were in love.
Yeah. I'm kind of, like, a hopeless romantic, so that might have done it. And also, like, I think that at the time I was if I had to, like, say something for myself, I was probably a little immature thinking back on it. So, yeah, I mean, those are the two things that I can think about, but like, you'd probably have to ask her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's valid. You sound very mature.
Yeah. Well,
saying that you knew you were immature.
Well, yeah, it's just because like, I don't know. I do a lot of, I think I much like Nathan, overthink things a lot. So when I think about my past relationships and stuff like that, I try to analyze like, what could I have done better and stuff like that. And I try to think about like where I messed up. And so, I've thought about it a lot, and that's one thing I came to, is that I was really immature. I thought, things would work a certain way, and it just didn't. So, yeah.
You guys are giving very wholesome answers.
Yeah.
I really thought that you were going to shit on each other the whole time.
Oh, we will.
No, I mean, yeah, it's just.
I mean, I
am proud of you both.
I have a question I'd like to ask.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
So, Oscar, why are you like so lonely all the time?
Well, it's just I wouldn't say that I'm lonely all the time.
Okay.
I think
How would you rephrase the word lonely?
Well, I'm not lonely all the time.
Oh.
I actually like am not lonely pretty much ever, because I surround myself with friends and family and stuff like that. I mean, I hang out with you guys like almost every day.
That's
and
true.
like I keep myself busy by doing stuff with my family and working
Playing
on
games.
the podcast, playing games, keeping in touch with people that I've met like all over the world. So I mean, like, I think that it's very important for somebody who wants to date to know themselves first, and then once they have themselves figured out, then try and add
So
another
you're spending
person
a lot
on.
of time with yourself.
That part.
Yeah.
Like a lot of time with yourself.
Exactly.
So a lot.
Well, I think that people who rush into relationships like right after one failed.
Oh, no,
those
that's
are the ones that like
That's
usually
definitely a thing.
are constantly in a bad space. So
Yeah.
because they never give themselves that time to heal, and so like I just want to make sure that I have myself right and have myself in a good space before I add another person who. The way I see it is that when I date somebody, I'm dating to like for that to be my person.
No,
So,
yeah, you date very seriously.
Yeah.
Like from what we've talked about,
Yeah.
he's very like, I'm looking for that person
Yeah.
for a long term, which is cool. So
Yeah.
that
I
makes
don't
sense.
mess around. So
Yeah.
yeah. What about you? Why are you? I don't know.
Why am I don't know.
Yeah. Why are you the way you are?
I've just always
say it
been
like
this way.
that.
I
Could you maybe describe the way he is?
I That's good.
Nathan, if I had to describe Nathan, how would I do that in a way that it wouldn't derail the entire show? I would describe Nathan as somebody who works very hard and doesn't give himself a lot of time to enjoy the smaller things in life. I think he always has a vision for the future, and he never thinks about the now, and he doesn't really give himself that space to enjoy the things that are around him right now. And so I would like to know, like, how would you fix that for yourself in the future?
How would I fix what?
Yeah, I mean, like, how would you? I don't know.
He sees no problem in this.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But specifically, like you're saying, how would I enjoy now more?
I think you need to live in the moment, man.
I think I do need to be more present.
Yeah.
That's like 100% a thing that I learned recently is that like, you have to be as present as possible a lot of the time. And I don't do that. I have ADHD too. So like, instead of having a fidget toy, I just go in my own brain all the time. Mm-hmm. And that's cool. But when you don't like keep watch on that, like it just kind of goes. So no, you're right. I mean, that's a valid criticism. I should be a little bit more present. So I can like really tune into like being able to make fun of you more, accurately. Yeah. So I think you're right.
Because like right now it's just, most times it's not even funny. So at least try a little bit harder. But I'm sorry, we didn't want to derail too much.
Yeah.
So,
we could talk about him being lonely for a long time. So
I mean, you aren't really picking on each other, but you are really outing each other's business up on here.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what this is for.
Yeah. You're asking us some solid questions.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm tired of you guys dogging on each other. What do you think your best like features are whenever you are in a relationship?
That's a good question. Sure, yeah.
Is there none? Is that why y'all are?
I mean, he didn't want to take it. I just want to point out.
I was just trying to give myself time to think, but
yeah. I would say I have been told multiple times that my partner has felt like I understood them better than like almost anyone they've been with, or which is not a super high bar, but or like their family or like you know what I'm saying? Like I've been told that like several times, and like I do really put forth an effort to like get to know and understand a person. Like I don't really take relationships like super surface level, you know? Mm-hmm. I can't be in a relationship with someone without really getting to know them. So I don't know. I'd say that's one nice thing. I like to also be understood, but I don't have that as like an expectation every time. I don't know. I don't want to sit and like list things off. I don't want to just like, you know,
I mean, y'all are
be
listing off compliments about myself.
You're literally building yourself a dating profile right now. So
yeah,
they are taking notes. Write that down.
Shit.
Write that down.
Write it down. I guess for me, I've been told that like I'm a really good communicator, and I try to be. I try to whenever I'm in an argument, try and see the other person's point of view instead of kind of getting locked on to like what I think. And I think that's important for a relationship, especially long term. Because if you guys have problems early on and don't solve them and kind of just brush them under the rug, they're just going to stay there and come back later. So I think, talking things out and making sure that you're on the same page with your partner is really super important. And that's what I try to do in my relationship.
I think you're also someone who is willing to roll with the punches a lot in a relationship. Like you strike me as someone who like, if stuff comes up, you're willing to like figure something out. And, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like, I think that's just a natural extension of like that's what I do. Like in my career, like I'm a logistician. And so like a lot of things happen to where like things go wrong.
Fancy.
Yeah. Things will go wrong. And like, you'll have to like fix it or have to come up with a solution maybe in a creative way. So
I condensed time frame sometimes too.
Exactly.
You know?
In like high pressure situations. And so like, I think about like, how to do that in my day-to-day life, because like you always have to be, on top of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are painting like this very beautiful picture of each other now.
I'm sorry. I just,
honestly, this is borderline poetic. I'm proud of you.
Hey,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So we know a little bit about you. Mm-hmm. But once we get into that talking phase with you guys, what's the first date looking like?
Oh.
Can I go?
Yeah, go.
I hate like I'm down to have like normal dates. I've had dates where like it's just at a coffee shop, or dates where it's super chill. We just saw a movie or something. I love having like dates that neither of us have ever done before. Like things that neither of us.
That's a really good point.
I love doing that shit. So that's usually my first question with the person. It depends on the person. If they're like a little bit nervous and they want to go someplace, like fine, I'll accommodate. But if they're willing to do something, like I think it's fun if both of us are in like a situation that is new to us and that we want to try. So we're kind of pushing ourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that is fun for me. So that's, I know that's not a specific thing, but.
No, I think that's valid because then you will forever share that experience with that person.
Yeah. And you grow a lot too. Like I find that when you're in a situation where you're not like, it's totally comfortable, you like force yourself to come up with more stuff and you think a lot like more accurately. So you can't just fall back on the normal stuff,
Right.
I think that's really cute. Yeah. Honestly, how are you gonna one up that?
I'm not. I actually should probably take notes from him on this specific thing because I'm really boring when it comes to first dates because like I'll just do like dinner, movie or whatever, or just like
that's a long ass date.
Well, not dinner and movie.
Like you know what I'm saying, like
okay.
Dinner and then movie and then like another
stuff.
dinner, like breakfast.
But what if I want?
And then like another movie.
I also like I had a date one time where we just like walked through a park for like.
Dude, I mean, you can have dates that aren't like super crazy and still have really good
exactly.
dates.
And I just thought it was. I just think it's all about. It's not about what you're doing. It's about spending time with that person and like getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't. To me, that's what I always think. It really doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
It's just how you guys are connecting on the date.
That's a really good excuse.
Yeah.
Okay, with all this being said, I know everyone feels a certain way about this question, and I really want you to be honest about it. Who is supposed to pay for that first date?
Okay.
Oh.
You have an answer?
I mean, I see what you mean about that question, but like, I feel like people are different. Like, there's some girls who like don't mind splitting or don't mind paying or whatever like that. There's some girls that I've met who prefer to pay. Or
but
prefer
who is paying for the date?
That's what I'm saying.
When you walk in there.
I mean, I have no. My default is that I'll pay for it.
You gotta understand. I've literally like. I know you're saying the same thing. I've literally had dates where I like because I was raised in Texas. And my mom's very traditional. So like I was raised like the guy pays for the date.
Exactly.
So I'm used to doing that.
Yeah.
And it's just like automatic for me. But I've literally had times where they've been like, no, like you're not paying for my date. Like I'm splitting that with you or I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
And like
you let a girl pay for you before?
Yeah. If she
What'd y'all do?
What do you mean?
What did y'all do for that date? That she paid? And is this a first date that she paid for you on?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Where did you find her at?
I mean, I just found her on a dating app.
What dating app?
It was Hinge.
You're a Hinge person?
I've used Hinge. I've used.
I don't do dating apps, so.
I mean, dating apps suck. Like, honestly, they're not the best at all.
Yeah.
The best way is obviously to meet. Shocker is to meet a person in real life,
or to go on a podcast and have the people.
Yeah.
Or to make this dating profile as we are right now.
Right. Currently now. Yeah. But no, sometimes that happens, and like I'll be like, no, like let me pay it. But if they really feel strongly about it, I'm like, okay.
Get you that freebie.
Why not?
As you should. They will be the one handling you for the rest of the relationship, but as you should.
Fuck it.
Why not? But I'm the same way. I was raised, the guy's supposed to pay and everything like that. But like, if, she says, hey, we should split it or, I want to pay or something like that, I don't have any problems with it. Because like I said, it's on a person by person basis. Some people just expect you to pay for them.
I prefer to pay. Like it feels nice to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't feel nice if the other person is so adamant about wanting to pay that like they feel negative that they were paid for.
Yeah.
And that happens sometimes. So that's not worth it to me to be like, no, I'm doing it. Like fuck how you feel about yourself right now.
Exactly.
I just would not do that.
Exactly.
So.
I just feel like it's a mood killer. Why? Why?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I do feel like this is not a two-sided coin. I feel like there are some feminists who are like, I will pay this time and then I'll pay for the rest of the time just because men have paid so many times before.
Yeah.
But it's not for them to make up for other people's actions. My personal opinion is like, I do expect the person who asked me out on the date to pay the first time.
Right.
But I also don't like owing anyone shit.
Yeah.
So then I'm paying for the next one.
I have friends
that works too.
who do that.
Yeah.
Who they switch every time, and so like I mean, either
It's
way,
the same
it's
difference.
Just,
It's
like
You do
like
it
I
with
said,
your friends.
It doesn't really
Same
matter.
thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. It's about spending time. I don't think that I'm doing anything that's like crazy expensive on a date. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you're just showing that you're willing to like
yeah.
pitch in and do that. As long as you're showing that, I think it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No big
I,
deal.
I would say that's pretty valid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still feel like Oscar didn't really answer the question.
Well, I
Yeah,
feel like
he does that. You know.
as a default, I will pay for the date.
Okay.
As a default, I'll pay for it.
Okay.
Unless she has any specific things that she, if she wants to pay for it, she can pay for it. If she wants to split it, we can split it. But as a default, I'll pay for it. That's my answer.
So yeah, no
God, I
city
hate
girls for you
Well,
guys
wow.
because they expect to be paid for every single time.
No, I've been in a relationship like that. It's no problem.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do like
Wow.
it just depends on the person. Like
Yeah.
that's another thing is I'm very like I don't know, I'm open to stuff. Like I'm very interested in doing all sorts of different
You're
things.
in it for the love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's the
Oh.
fun. That's the fun part.
If I vibe with that person, if I really like that person, it doesn't matter. I'll spend whatever,
yeah, unless they ask me to eat at gross restaurants all the time. I have been with people who have
Oh, yeah.
done that.
Ew.
and- yeah.
But also, like, if they really like you, they're not going to make you pay every single time.
True.
Exactly.
So I guess, yeah, don't worry about it if it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some conversations that you think need to be had whenever you first meet somebody that could potentially be your spouse or partner?
Oh, okay. So this isn't like first date, right? This
Yeah.
is like you guys have been.
Yeah, we're just getting this out of the way. Like,
I think
I'm setting a
Yellen,
stone right
I think
here.
like he said earlier with the kids and stuff like that. I've dated people who like didn't want to have kids or be married or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it's just talking about what you want to do in the future. For
Yeah.
me, another big thing, traveling. I travel a lot and like I'm not going to be yeah.
So I think for me, the most important thing, and I've experienced relationships go wrong. I've seen friends' relationships go wrong, and like the biggest thing for me is, at some point, and hopefully early, y'all have to like align on what your expectations are in the relationship. What is
Ooh,
it that
good
you were
point.
expecting to get from this relationship?
Yeah.
And that's super important. And if there's differences, like sometimes that can be worked out, but if you never talk about it,
Yeah.
you're asking for problems. That, and I hate to say it, but if you are in a relationship where you feel like talking about your relationship is going to do more harm than good, or like trying to talk about real shit is going to harm the relationship, it's probably not going to work out.
Yeah.
You need to be able to communicate with the other person and not feel like scared to communicate. Like,
Right.
So I just, it's not like on date 3, I'm like, so what are you expecting from this? Let's talk, but like you should, you know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
should figure that out. Like,
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
my answer.
Valid. I have been watching the Elden Ring videos.
Oh, here we go. Don't get me started.
So with that being said, you guys are gamers. Is there
Yeah.
any game that you would never allow your partner to play?
Elden Ring.
Right off the bat, huh?
It's a non-starter. Oh,
Wow.
that's one of my deal breakers.
So Dark Souls is okay.
I'm joking, but like I really dislike those games because they make me furious.
That's a great question. I've never thought about that. Is there a game that I wouldn't let them play?
Like, what do you mean wouldn't let them? Like, I don't know.
Like maybe
Like, you
would
put your foot
never
down on
allow
it.
them to play like Rainbow, or they can't play Destiny.
No, I don't have anything, but I will say like there are some games out there that are
it's
literally
like a red flag.
Yeah, there are some games out there that are literally designed for you to spend money, like gotcha games and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And I've been with people who like they
Ooh.
Didn't you invest on a game that never came out?
Yes, 100%. Yes. I spent like over $1,000. I spent like over $1,000 on this shit, which is why
On a game?
Yeah, that is still not out. That is still not out. Which is why, like, trust me, I've been there.
There can't be two of them in the relationship.
But like I've literally been with people who like let themselves get into a game and just end up spending a bunch of money, and they literally got addicted to it and they couldn't stop.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like
I
I don't
mean-
know. I'm like trying to think of something. I really don't care that much. There's not a game where I'm like, oh, that's it. Like we're done.
Probably like
Okay.
I don't know, like Fortnite or something like that.
Oh, that's the one I was looking for.
yeah. I mean,
really? But really though?
I wouldn't like as soon as I like saw it on your PlayStation, I wouldn't like, okay, I can't date her anymore.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
It's just like I don't know, it's just a red flag. It's like, huh, that's weird.
If I saw them playing Fortnite, I'd be like,
Okay.
I try to steer them away from it, like.
No, I think that's valid. Also, since games aren't like that big of a deal, what if your woman is a Discord kitten? Like, are we rolling with that, or is that something that we're not gonna go with?
See, I'm not terminally online like some people here, so it really wouldn't. I really don't know what that all entails. But like, have you ever had that experience of?
No, luckily. I don't know if I'd be able to handle that. I don't know if I'd have the strength to deal with that. Some people are cool with it, and that's cool, but it depends. Like, it depends on what's going on. I don't know. I'd probably be averse to it.
Really?
Yeah.
But like, what if she's like just raking in that dough and y'all are flying to Dubai and back and forth, going to Disney World all the time?
Honestly,
you get to see Mario Land in Tokyo.
Those are your places? Dubai, Mario Land, and Tokyo?
Yes.
That's your top three? No, I mean, honestly, like, dude, if I was fucking flying to Dubai because we had so much money, yeah, I would have much, like, that wouldn't be a problem. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not that big of a, my problems aren't that big if that's happening. So I guess there are extremes, but generally, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I've never had that, so I don't really know what that's like, but.
Okay, so they should reach out to you so that you can experience it.
Oh yeah, please, yeah. This averse experience. Right. I can't wait to. Yeah, I can't wait to figure it out.
And your kitten? Would you have one?
I don't really know.
Would you or would you not have a kitten? Oh my God, he doesn't know what a Discord kitten is.
Go ahead, describe.
Okay, so you know what OnlyFans is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what Discord is.
Yeah.
I hope. I know you're not super like tech savvy.
Right. Yeah.
I have to like help you with everything. Okay, so on Discord, sometimes it's like OnlyFans. There's like girls that are in a server, and then there's a community or they're part of a community, and you know.
I see where this is going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious.
It's just the same thing.
It's more funny to me than
It is a little more. Yeah, it is a little more funny than it. There's something funny about
just
it.
learning about it. It's hilarious.
But can you handle it?
I mean, yeah, I think again, it would depend on the person. It would depend. Like, we'd have to talk about it and like, what's actually going on and what all of it entails.
Yeah.
But like, if they're making money off, hey.
All that matters is like that. All that matters is like there's trust back and forth.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
What I feel like as long as
if I trust my partner, then no issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's valid. I think I would like to end on that note, actually.
Okay.
So thank you guys for coming.
Hey, thanks for having us.
This was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Super fun.
I'm actually really glad that I didn't have to mediate any of your really extreme, intense arguments.
We tried to keep it.
Yeah.
We tried to keep it tame.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm sure that gaming company is really glad that you pay for their startup.
They are like they are like so rich. They have like over $600 million.
It's crazy.
Your name will be in the credits.
No, it won't because I didn't pay enough for it to be in the credits.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
So it won't even matter. It's literally completely inconsequential.
Okay. Well, your name does matter here. So where can the people find you guys at?
Yeah. So you can check us out on YouTube. We're under 47 FM.
Yeah.
If you look us up and two channels come up, we're the one that looks really cool and not the lame one.
Yeah. It's green.
What's do you have our social media tags or the same thing? It's like 47 FM
yes,
official,
it's
right?
like official 47 FM on Instagram. And I think don't do the Facebook group. We don't.
Yeah.
Just the Instagram. Yeah. And yeah.
I don't really exist on social media outside of that, so just go there.
Okay. Do you have any final notes for your potential partners out there?
Any final notes?
Give them your best pickup line.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I mean,
okay, no rizz.
I don't do pickup lines. It's so.
It is a little. Yeah. I don't know. Hit me up.
It's pretty cringe.
All right.
Yeah. Hit us up.
Don't
separately.
Don't spend $1,000 on it.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't spend $1,000 on a video game.
Maybe you should hit them up collectively to see who you're a sponsor.
No, that should be my pickup line. I should be like, hey, do you want to spend $1,000 on a fucking video game?
Yeah.
That's what I should lead with.
Okay, well, y'all will do with that y'all do what you want with that information. You guys know who I am. I'm Katelyn, and you obviously know where to find me at, because if not, you wouldn't have found this amazing episode. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.